Finding dark skies takes more than driving toward an empty spot on the map. In this video, I will show you how to read a dark sky map, identify promising locations, and find established dark sky sites near you. The glow you see above cities is called light pollution. Artificial light scatters through the atmosphere, making the sky brighter and hiding faint stars. You do not always have to travel to the darkest place on the map. You simply need a location that is dark enough for what you want to see or photograph. One of the most useful tools for finding dark skies is a light pollution map. The map uses several layers of data to help you identify areas affected by artificial light. When you first open it, you will usually see bright, warm colors around cities and darker, cooler colors in remote areas. White, red, and orange areas generally have the most light pollution. Yellow and green areas are darker, but you may still see strong glow from nearby towns. Blue, gray, and black areas usually represent much darker locations. The exact colors and scales can change depending on the map layer you select, so always check the legend instead of relying only on the color. When I click on an area of the map, a number appears in the box in the corner. This estimates the light pollution using what is called the Bortle Scale. The Bortle Scale runs from class 1, which represents an exceptionally dark sky, to class 9, which represents the center of a brightly lit city. You can see and photograph the Milky Way fairly easily in areas with Bortle class 4 skies or darker. How do you find a dark sky location near you? First, search for your city or current location. Then, zoom out until you see the nearby towns, highways, and darker areas surrounding them. Look for a reasonably dark area that you can reach without driving further than necessary. Then, identify the direction of the nearest cities and towns. That direction matters because light pollution does not only affect the point directly above the city. It creates a dome of light that can extend across the horizon. For example, if you want to photograph the Milky Way in the southern sky, a location with a large city directly south of you may not work well. That can be true even if your exact location appears fairly dark on the map. A slightly brighter site with a clean southern horizon may produce a better photograph than a darker site with a large light dome in the direction you need. If you want to photograph the Milky Way, try to travel south of major cities when possible. You can also travel east or west, but the city's light pollution may still creep into your Milky Way images during the spring or fall. Do not judge a location only by the color directly beneath the marker. Look at the entire surrounding area. Ask yourself where the major towns are located, then compare those directions with the part of the sky you want to photograph. If the Milky Way will be in the southeast, look for a location with fewer towns and less sky glow towards the southeast. If you are photographing a meteor shower, you may need a wider view of the sky. If you are using a telescope, you may be able to aim away from the brightest horizon. The darkest site is not always the best site. The best site is dark in the direction you need, accessible, safe, and appropriate for your plans. A light pollution map is only a starting point. It cannot tell you everything about the location on the ground. A dark point on the map could be private property. It could be behind a locked gate. It could be on a rough road that requires a high clearance vehicle. Trees, mountains, buildings, or nearby lights could also block the part of the sky you need. Once I find a promising area, I switch to a satellite map. I look for legal access, public roads, parking areas, trailheads, campgrounds, overlooks, and open land. I also check whether the road is paved or maintained. Then I look for nearby houses, businesses, mines, industrial sites, or recreation areas that may have bright local lighting. A location can appear dark on a regional map, but still have one bright parking lot light that ruins your night vision or your image. There are several other resources that can help you find established dark sky locations. The website DarkSky Finder offers a light pollution map and a searchable collection of observing locations. Because community information can be outdated, always confirm the current access rules before you make the drive. DarkSky International maintains a searchable list of certified dark sky places around the world. However, hours, fees, reservations, and rules still vary by location. DarkSky Map combines a light pollution map with Community submitted observing locations and weather information through its website and the Meet the Stargazers app. Local astronomy clubs are also one of the best resources. Their members already know which sites are safe, practical, and accessible. They can also tell you about gates, permits, road conditions, local lighting, and seasonal problems that may not appear on a map. Many national and state parks offer excellent skies. But do not assume every park is open all night. Check the park's official website for operating hours, closures, camping rules, entrance fees, reservations, and nighttime programs. You can drive to an extremely dark location and still see a washed out sky if a bright moon is above the horizon. Before choosing your night, check the moon's phase, its rise time, and set time. For Milky Way photography, I usually plan around periods when the moon is below the horizon during the hours I want to shoot. That does not mean you must go out on the exact night of the new moon. Sometimes the moon sets early enough to give you several dark hours. Dark skies will not help you see an event or object if you go at the wrong time. Objects in the night sky have rise and set times, and many have seasons when they are best viewed. After this video, watch my detailed video about the Milky Way season using the link below or the video on the end screen. Dark skies will not help if the sky is covered by clouds. Before heading out, I check several weather forecasts. I also check for smoke, dust, humidity, and haze, and I look for warnings about storms or other dangers in the area. And whenever possible, I visit the location during daylight before returning at night. Dark locations are often remote. Tell someone where you are going and when you expect to return. Download offline maps because phone service may be unreliable. Bring extra water, warm clothes, a headlamp, a backup light, and enough fuel to return safely. Avoid blocking roads, gates, and emergency access. Respect private property and posted closures. Use a dim light around other stargazers and photographers and leave the location cleaner than you found it. Finding dark skies is not about searching for one perfect dark spot on a map. It's about combining the light pollution map with the direction of the sky, the moon, the weather, access, and safety. Start with the darkest practical location near you. Learn what the sky looks like there. Then explore further as your experience and confidence grow. If you want alerts about night sky events and tips for photographing them delivered right to your inbox, subscribe to my newsletter using the link below. Take care and clear skies.